Peace, peace, everyone. It's your girl Sequoia Blue back in here with another episode. Today we have a special guest. We have Dr. Rachel Wellner, and she is the author of the Doctoroo series for children's books, which is exciting. But first, I'm going to start off with the quote of the day. So here it goes. Some people are going to leave, but that's not the end of your story. That's the end of their part in your story.
I
And
like
authors
that.
unknown. Thank you. Yes, because sometimes people be like, "Oh man, I lost this person," but hey, it just wasn't. That's their season's up. It's all good.
Yep. For
So
everything, there is a season, as they say. Yep.
yes, there's some everything happens for a reason, I think. So I want to talk about Doctoroo series. Like, how did you get inspired to write Doctoroo series?
Oh, thank you. It's a good question. I mean, I thought about Doctoroo years and years ago as a medical student when I was, rotating through pediatrics. And I kind of knew early on that I was going to be a surgeon and probably an adult surgeon, which I became an oncologic surgeon, so for breast cancer. So I really didn't have interaction with kids, as a clinician. And I wanted to do something for the kids because I love kids. I didn't choose to not take care of kids. It's just the way that, my profession went. So I came up with this kangaroo doctor, Doctoroo, couldn't be more perfect, and surrounded her with other animals from the region of us, in Australia, Kirby koala, Louis llama, and Terence toad. So she's got 3 companions, and she's Australia based, even though we write from, an English language perspective, from American English. But we basically have her travel the world every time there's a crisis somewhere, which is patterned a little bit after my own life. I spent many years doing international health missions and projects to try to help the underserved. So that was
Wow.
the inspiration for Doctoroo.
Wow, that's so interesting. And there's all these health series books for children's books. Like what makes your book different from all the other ones?
Well, as a physician, when we're in the hospital or in the clinic and we're trying to solve a problem, we have what's called a differential diagnosis. So
Mm.
someone will come in with a cough, a flu, a fever, whatever, and we don't know what's causing it. So we'll put down a chart or whatever it is and look at all the different causes: infection, cancer, injury, whatever the causes could possibly be, and we rule them out one by one. Usually from the most serious to the least serious, but that's kind of how we do it. So I base this book in a similar way. I would,
Mm.
present a big problem for the kids of some culture, civilization, and Doctoroo would then rule out causes one by one. So it becomes almost a health adventure that she and her
Wow.
team goes on. And she always involves the locals. So we have some characters that we introduce from wherever she is, whether it's Hawaii. This time we just came out with Washington, D.C. The first iteration was actually at home in Australia. So she enlists the help of the people nearby, and they all go on a big mystery adventure to figure out what's happening to make the characters sick.
Wow, that is so fun. This sounds like a movie. Like this could be on, I don't know,
Yeah.
Disney Channel. Like we need to call Disney up and be
Yeah.
like,
Oh,
get
thank
Doctoroo on.
you for
Like
from
your
your
book
mouth to
to God's ears,
God's
right?
ears.
Like
Exactly.
I'm telling you, because we need something like that. It sounds so interesting, and I think kids can learn a lot. And
Yeah, and
'cause
I try to confront it in a way. I take the diseases that are kind of very basic and not very scary, and I
yeah,
want to empower the kids to understand something about their own health and how to take care of their health and how to know if something's wrong or how to know if something's wrong with
mm,
one of their buddies or friends, and get the parents involved and learn a little bit something about health. It's really supposed to stimulate the mind, teach the mind, grow the mind, educate. If the child is interested in a career in medicine or science or technology, it should also help promote that. But even if not, the
mm,
illustrations and the
yeah,
creativity is just on the page. So it's for every kid, and every kid
yeah.
really enjoys the mystery and that they're about to embark upon. I mean, I have in one episode where she's trying to figure out why the piglet's skin is turned red and scaly. And I don't want to have a spoiler alert, but they needed help with sun protection. But we have Doctoroo climbing an active volcano to make sure that the volcanic ash isn't causing their skin to be red. So
Wow.
It gets exciting for the kids. They really go on a real adventure.
Man, that is so fun. It's like I don't have any children yet, but god darn it, I'm about to order your book just to read it 'cause I'm a
I
kid
was gonna
inside.
say adults actually really like reading these books, and so do kids, even though it's supposed to be for 4 to 8 years old. I found that the 12-year-olds who are also reading, complex books, they still like these books. And even the 2-year-olds who can't quite comprehend it, they love the pictures. The pictures are I
Yes.
have an amazing illustrator. So
I was about
the
to say you
pictures.
have a really good illustrator. I
Oh,
was
she is great. She's from the Ukraine, so she's actually sketching during war, and so she's just amazing. And the way she captures just the facial expressions and the movement, she's very special. So the
Wow.
illustrations really bring it home for everybody. Everybody loves looking at these illustrations, and it doesn't matter if you're 1 or you're 80. People are really liking looking at these books and reading it. And there's so
Yeah.
much humor in these books. And we
Oh, I
also
love
try to
that.
introduce a song. Like in this most
Ooh.
recent book about nutrition, we have FP Louie. So Louie the llama, it becomes a food pyramid Louie. So he goes, I'm FP Louie, and I'm here to say
All
what you eat
right.
every day can make or break your day. Make or break your day. Make or break your day. Make your day. So we have
Oh
a
man.
whole wrap that goes over the different types of foods on the pyramid that
Ooh.
you should be eating the bulk of, and then the minority of. And he does a whole
Wow.
wrap. And I even think it's a great idea for a contest for kids to kind of put on TikTok
Ooh.
or something,
That would be good
and
because that
I'll
will
give the winner
blow
a prize.
yeah, that will blow your book up because TikTok is like it's so easy to get more viewers and stuff. If you do something like that, everybody would be so excited.
Yeah, I think that that's something that I'd like to eventually try to do, with the songs. Like I said, in some of the other ones, like I have one about hand washing.
Ooh, okay.
So, and one of the big questions has been, how do you get your kids to wash their hands? And so we
Mm.
came up with a simple song based on Madonna's Vogue, and it says, "Don't just stand there, let's get to it. Wash your hands, there's nothing to it. Go, go, go,
Oh,
go." And if you say it 3 times, 20 seconds will pass by, and that's about the amount of time you need to wash your hands effectively if you suds up
yeah.
appropriately. So I come up with these little songs and sort of little tricks for kids to know how to apply their sun lotion and wash their hands, and like I said, and eat the right foods from that pyramid wrap.
Yeah.
So, you
Yeah,
know.
that can be an audiobook as well. Like, are you considering that, making it
Yes,
into it?
yes. Eventually, I'll
Okay.
make these into audiobooks, and I was thinking of that rap song, making it into its own music video.
Yeah, like Baby Shark doo doo, like how that blew up and
Yeah,
you could actually do something like that and then it can go viral on YouTube and stuff like that because
yeah.
there's not a
So
lot of children's
I'm gonna
songs.
do that, and we'll see what happens. We'll hire like a more professional rapper, because that's not me, and and we'll have it as a male because Louis is a male character, and we'll have him do the rap. And and I mean, again, it's really great. It's
Yeah, it's
I don't
so
want to spoil it,
inspiring. It's so
but
inspiring. Like, what would you say to someone that's trying to be a children's author? Like, what advice would you give them, especially if they're working, they got kids? Like, how do they have time to
okay.
research, come up with
Well,
it?
I have to tell you that I knew nothing about children's writing, and I just was like, I can't do this because I don't know how to write for the appropriate ages. And I did get involved with a publisher, and she said, you know what, just do it and try it. And I did, and it came out to be the book was okay. It needed work, and I ended up not staying with that publisher, and I found another publisher, and she, along with an editor, they sort of helped me to learn how to write the right rhythm.
Mm,
So you do need to get some help, whether it's to
yeah.
take a little master class or whether it's to surround yourself with some people who know what they're doing. If you've never done it before, a little bit of help is important. But after a few times, it became so natural to me that I write these books in a night.
What?
Like, yes, I write the whole book in a night. And, but that's partly because of my own, OCD. Like once I get
Oh,
started on something, it's like I have to finish. But, so I'll write these things in a night, and then my editor just helps me trim them a little bit. And it comes out, I've added so much humor to the, like I just introduced a character called Penny Pelican, and she's nervous all the time because right now the Cubs
wow.
have gotten sick in Barefoot Park, right near
Wow.
Washington, D.C., and we don't know why. And Penny goes, "Oh
Oh,
dear, oh my, oh dear,
oh,
oh my, they're
it's
sick, 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 they're sick, sick, sick." And like she just, and so she's got this character, and then Doctoroo has to figure out what's making them sick. And there's obviously going to be a nutritional basis to why they've gotten sick, and I'm going to use that as a
wow.
lesson to teach about healthy nutrition.
Yes, because when I
So
was a kid, I didn't know a lot of things. I was probably not following the rules because,
most kids don't, and
I
they're
knew all the
attracted to the
retcons.
worst foods. They want to eat the worst foods.
Oh man, honey buns.
And believe me,
Candy.
it's funny as you mentioned honey, because like I have a line: keep your hand out of the honey jar, because
I just love
they're
this.
bears, right? So they love honey.
Oh,
So
did you used to do poetry in your past, or were you like always? Were you ever artsy when you were younger?
I was a musician.
Oh,
So
see, okay.
I played four instruments, and I've always been a writer. So I have a novel as well, a romance novel, and called The White Coat Effect, and I have other things that I write. So I've always been somebody who loves to write.
You are amazing. Like, I mean,
Thank
I
you, thank you.
congratulations, because sometimes people will be like, if you are a doctor or this or that, you can't be doing anything else. Two or three, four things can be true at the same
It's
time.
hard, and I'll be honest. I'm actually taking some clinical time off because I founded a biotech company, and so I'm the CEO of a biotech company that, if you've ever had a biopsy done to rule out cancer, it usually takes days to a week for the results to come back. And I've discovered a way to have that result come back in 5 minutes. So while the
What?
person is waiting to get the biopsy done, they'll know if they've got cancer or not.
Well, stay in touch with
So
me about that. I
oh,
probably can invest in
I
it
will.
because
It's
my
called
mom's a
it's
cancer
called
survivor.
caelumds.com. I have a website, so
Calum.
Caelum
Oh, I don't have a Calum. Let me see.
CAELUMDS.com, and that's my next baby, and we're growing it. So it's very exciting because like it's always been in my nature. As much as I love to help one person at a time, I wanted to help millions at a time.
Wow. Yes.
So I came up with this, concept, this idea, and I need to see it through. And then once I do that, I can easily see myself going back into practice and seeing patients. But right now, I need
No.
like every ounce of time,
Yeah.
energy, and everything to do what I'm doing between the authoring and the finance
Yeah.
position, the financial position.
Yeah, Doctoroo's gonna blow up. I already can see it going to
Oh,
Disney. I mean, it's just
thank
something. I
you.
don't know how you get an intuition. I don't know if it's a women's intuition, but it's like, you know, that's why it's called Alchemist Podcast, because I believe there's spiritual vibes you get from certain things. And when I saw your book, I get so many people email me. When I saw your book, it just spoke to me like something's gonna happen with Dr.
Oh,
Rachel. Like, I don't know
wow.
what it
Thank
is, but it's like I'm gonna be
you.
one of the first people to be like, I had her on the show, and I even bought her one of her books because
Well, I'll come back. Hey, if that happens, and it becomes super famous, I'll come back and talk to you. I'd
yeah.
actually listen. I see Doctoroo as a stuffed animal on a Band-Aid, on
Yes.
lunch boxes. I have a big vision for her. So,
Yeah, me too.
I'm hoping that all that happens, because we don't have enough positive role models for kids these days.
No, no, we need more.
We
So,
need more, and we need more education and entertainment. These books are both. So
yes.
they are both entertaining, and while you are being entertained, you are learning. And I did not shy away from using big words,
Yeah.
or a little bit of complexity in the sentences, because I thought, you know what, the kids will either look it up themselves or they'll ask their parents to explain this to them. And they will actually really learn from these books, as opposed to, making it too simple for them and then making it sort of boring and not challenging. So I wanted to challenge the kids, and I think that the kids will be better off for it.
So. Yeah, they'll help their critical thinking strength, because that's what a lot of people in the world, they're just not thinking things through sometime. And it's hard though, but it's starting at a young age, it helps.
It does. If you ever watched young kids pick up languages and things like that, I mean, they pick things up like sponges. So, at these young ages, this is the time to be able to teach them some things that are a little more complex before they become adults and their brain function stops developing at such a high rate. So while their brain function is developing at such a high rate, they can really absorb, like I said, like sponges,
Oh my goodness, this is so exciting. So let me get to the next question, because I have a few more questions. I don't want to hold you up too much, but
no, I'm enjoying myself. Thank you.
No, you're welcome. What would you say to your 18-year-old self?
Oh my gosh. If you asked me when I was 18 that I would be doing this, if I would be doing this at this stage, I would have thought you were crazy. I thought that I was, going to be deep into a medical career, which I was. I was deep into a medical career. I was already in the leadership positions, doing what I was doing in medicine and surgery. But I found myself feeling that there were more passions and more dreams that I had, and they were going unfulfilled, and I was feeling sad on the inside for not fulfilling those dreams. So I had to follow them. And there was something in my 18-year-old self that knew she likes to write about myself. Like, she really likes to write.
Yeah.
And, everybody would say to me, well, you could do medical writing and this and that, but it's just not the same type of writing. It's fiction and being able to just go nuts on the page. And, so I always wanted writing and creativity to be a part of my life. And it's changed my life. It's made my life better,
See, and that was one of the questions I was going to ask you, and you answered it. Yes, it does make your life better, because I had started just doing music, and, all I knew was music, because I wasn't the best at school or anything like that. But then when I turned 25, I realized I had other things I was good at. I didn't know I was good at technology until I went through this program, and I said, well, I need money to invest in this stuff. I'm going to write books, do music. You got to have money to put up. So when I got into tech, it was like, oh, I'm actually good at tech, now.
It's really tough because, it's like breaking into those creative fields are so hard, and they don't pay you along the way. Right. No, so it's like you have to find very creative ways to finance yourself until you make it in these more creative fields, although they're so necessary. They're such a necessary part of our lives.
Yeah.
But it's unfortunate. So all the kids get told by their parents, you need to go become a doctor or a lawyer or an accountant or this or that. And you don't feel that there are creative options because, they're so concerned that you'll never make a living, So I think that's a big,
and I tell people,
obstacle, it's a big obstacle to doing creative things when that's your heart,
Yeah, I think it's okay for people to have to be a doctor or just work somewhere until they, get because you have to invest in this, and stuff like that. So I think it's okay to do two things until you get to where you want, That's what I tell people now. So what does your morning routine look like?
Right now, because I'm not doing medicine, I used to get up at 4, exercise, and then go to the hospital about 5 or 6, and then see my patients, and then be in the operating room more seeing patients. So it's a little more flexible now. I can sleep a little bit later. I still try to get some exercise done in the morning. And, I don't have to write every day because of I'm very funny. I'm a very odd creature. Like I will write and write and write and write, and then I'll get the whole thing done. Like, either if it's a novel, it'll usually take me 2-3 weeks. If it's a children's book, it'll take me a day or two. And then I spend the rest of the time helping to edit, put the illustrations in, and this and that and the other. So that's that. Now, Caelum, my biotech, that is keeping me very busy. I'm either on the
Yeah.
phone pitching and for investors and this
Woo.
and that, and and we're doing well on that front, which is great. And the next step is going to be building prototypes and training our machines, and
Well, that is so
there's
exciting.
a lot of components to that. So that's a very big job that's keeping me very busy from day to day.
Oh man, that is so fun. I love that. I
So
love that because I
yeah, when it all
always,
gets said and done, if that really works, that's going to be something that, not only will I feel in my heart, I will have known that I left behind a legacy to the world, and it
Mhm.
really meant something. And so that's what I'm really motivated by. I really want to help people on a global
Yeah.
scale, you know.
Amen. Yeah, because breast cancers, I like my mom is a breast cancer survivor. My great aunt had, she's
Oh,
still fighting it, I believe. Then my other great aunt
I'm
had
so
it. I mean,
sorry.
I have a whole family that they're trying to check me and make sure I'm okay because
Yeah, you should. If you have such
I'm
a heavy family history, you better get checked. And by the way, this
yeah,
machine is just checking all cancers. It's not just breast,
that's important.
um, but yeah, as a breast cancer surgeon, that's my big focus. And yeah, you should definitely, if you have a family history like that, make sure that you see the doctor and get yourself checked out for a genetic
Yeah.
predisposition.
Yeah, because I don't they said I'm a little bit above normal. I took the test and so now I'm supposed to be scheduled. I mean, abnormal. They said I'm a little bit above normal. So it's like I don't know how
Hmm.
I forgot how they said it in a medical
Yeah,
term way, but they told me that I need to go keep getting checked every year because of that. So I was like, dang it.
I see. And you're
But
young. You're very young, so that
yeah,
means you might have a genetic predisposition.
yeah, I was like, ugh, but you know what? At least I'm doing the work now so I can prevent it. Like, because my mom, she's a nurse practitioner, so she's always on it. And that's how she was able to catch hers early. She was able to catch it early and get rid of it. So
Thank
it's
goodness.
it's a
Yeah.
blessing. So before we wrap it up, I want to know what is a saying or quote you go by?
Oh my goodness. Oh wow, now you caught me off guard. Well, I do like to live by the golden rule, which is like to always treat others the way you want to be treated yourself. So
That's right. That's right.
that may sound trite and a little cliche, but I really try. Um, I really do try to treat others the way that I want to be treated myself, and I want to be treated with a lot of respect. And so I like to treat others with a lot of respect. So,
I love it. I love
you
it.
know,
I love it. You have such a good energy and a good spirit, so I already
oh,
can
that's so
tell you're gonna
sweet.
do a lot, and I'm excited to witness it. I'll keep track
Thank
with
you,
you.
Sequoia. And I hope we can stay in touch. And
Yeah, add me on LinkedIn. You got my personal email, and
great,
and if
great. Do you
if
mind if I make the plug to tell people where to go to find these books?
oh yeah, go ahead, tell them. I was gonna ask you that about where can people purchase the books and support
Okay,
your.
great. And I didn't know if you wanted to show those pics or not, but I have so www.doctoroo.health. You'll see that I've got 2 books out, a third book coming out right after New Year's, and a coloring book. So there's 4 books in total.
All
So,
right.
and the one that's coming out is called Doctoroo in the Case of the Picnic Pirates, and like I said, it's about nutrition, and it's very very cute and very cool, and that's going to be coming out, like I said, right after the new year. But the pictures of the cover are already up, so you can get a sense of what you'll
Yeah, I'll add
be
that to
looking
the
at.
to the post. Definitely.
So thank you so much. And
You're
basically what
welcome.
those do is that if you click on it, it will take you to Amazon.
Oh, perfect. Well, I
So
could just put that in the blog post then with the yeah,
yeah,
because
you
then
can
people
go
can.
right to Amazon and plug in Doctoroo and find all these books too. But if you want to do it in a way that's a little bit easier, you can just go to the website and then click and it will take you right there.
Wow, that's the bomb. All right, well, thanks for being on the show today. I'm grateful, and I had a great time speaking with
Thank you
you.
so great. And like I said, I'm
And
always happy to come back. So you
oh
just asked
yes,
me.
Yes, for sure. We're going to
So
have you come back. And thanks everybody out there for listening. Please subscribe, share, go to Blogger's Podcast to check us out. Check out all our episodes and be safe out there and have happy holidays.
happy
Peace.
holidays, happy new year.